I would be discussing about firstly, we would like to know that why we are discussing it, because it is so important that an oral mouth can help you diagnose 100 plus diseases just by looking into your oral cavity. So we will be discussing starting from pregnancy, how a mother can take care of her body, her oral mouth, and then going towards their babies and till the time they be a kid and children. So the most important thing that we have to realize is it is most common. Like 40 to 50% women have this. That is pregnancy gingivitis. Gingivitis, that is the inflammation, infection of the gums, especially happening during the pregnancy. It is bleeding, it is swollen, it is very common, can be seen in the first trimester by itself. So we dentists do not consider weeks as the gynecologists consider it. We consider them by the pregnancy duration by the trimesters. So there are three trimesters. First, second, and third month is considered as the first. Fourth, fifth, and sixth is considered as the second trimester, and the seventh, eighth, and ninth are the third trimester. This is not due to the hormonal changes, the pregnancy gingivitis. It is mainly due to the plaque deposit or the oral hygiene not being so good or healthy. So a little bit of deposit or not being healthy triggers the gums, and that due to the hormones, and that causes severe reaction of the gums. So it is mainly because of the plaque which triggers the gum. So here we obviously have heard every dentist saying that 2 minutes brushing twice a day is really important. So except that, tongue cleaning is really essential. And during the pregnancy, 2 minutes brushing, that is 4 minutes a day, before sleeping and of course after waking up, it's really very important. We can consider electric toothbrush as well. For example, this brush is for pedo, but adult brushes come with, the body remains the same, the head is replaceable. So once you buy an electric brush, you just have to buy the head again, maybe after 3 to 6 months, because the body is the same. What it does, it is has smaller head, so it reaches all your oral cavity, no matter if you have a third molar, last molar, or whatever tooth it is. It has a timer that makes sure that you brush 2 minutes for sure. It has a pressure sensor, meaning once you put too much pressure on your gums or the teeth, it will start beeping, indicating that that much pressure is not to be put. And of course, if you're using a manual brush, I would advise start choosing an eco-friendly or biodegradable options, like a bamboo toothbrush is a really good one. If your last visit was more than 6 months or to 12 months, I would really suggest that you should visit a dentist for a general checkup, and especially if you are in the second trimester, because all the dental treatments are preferred during the second trimester, which means your fourth month, fifth month, and sixth month. So we do not do all the procedures. We can surely do a full mouth professional cleaning, which is a must. Cleaning is different from teeth whitening. Teeth whitening is like bleaching your clothes, but cleaning, it's like just making sure, it's like a electric toothbrush but run at a much better speed, and it reaches all the surfaces. And if needed, only if needed, the dentist will proceed. If it's an emergency case, the dentist will proceed with the x-ray. And with the x-ray, we seeing that it is not that it's safe, we use guards. We guards, such as we make the patient, the pregnant woman, wear lead aprons, we make them wear a thyroid collar, and the x-ray is done only if it's needed. So you do not have to worry about the x-ray exposure, or because fourth, fifth, and sixth month are completely safe. Second, we usually the pregnant women have a habit of frequent snacking. So this frequent snacking increases the caries risk in the pregnant woman. So what she can do is take care of her oral hygiene very seriously, meaning never sleep with a sweet mouth. Have a lot of food, have whatever you want, but never just sleep with a sweet mouth. Either brush, which is the must, or at least rinse, or a little bit drink some water, or rinse your mouth with water. And avoid using mouthwashes, because mouthwashes are different for everybody. It's not that like one mouthwash is recommended by everybody to every patient. Do not use the alcohol based mouthwash. The best one is warm saline rinses, and it should be done, especially there is a third condition which happens. It is pregnancy tumors. It is not to be afraid of. It is something which subsides before the pregnancy ends, but it's like, a pea-sized growth on your gums which can easily be seen. So there the hygiene must be taken care of. Very, very, it's important. This particular pregnancy tumor is because of the hormonal changes, not like the pregnancy gingivitis, because it was because of the plaque, and this is because of the hormones. And I, call this warm saline rinses like a miracle mouthwash, because it's just water, it's half teaspoon of salt. Even if you're a hypertensive patient, do not intake the water, just throw it out. You can also add betadine to it to make it more, antibacterial and antimicrobial. So the teeth formation in a baby, in a fetus, starts from your third week, like third month of pregnancy to the 6th month of pregnancy. So the diet you must consider is cheese. Cheese is really good, like the cheese slices, or it's good for your kids' health as well. Or you can say cheese cubes, raw vegetables, something crunchy which is has more fiber content. In like winters you can intake radish, you can intake cabbage, you can intake carrots, that are really good, cucumbers. And chewing gum, because what does chewing gum do? It triggers your salivary glands to produce more saliva. The more the saliva, the caries risk chances is reduced drastically. There is some term, called as xerostomia, that is a dry mouth. So that does not happen. Brands like Orbit and Happydent are completely sugar free. You can opt for it without any, guilt and doubt. And as I mentioned, never sleep with a sweet mouth. That is the culprit of most of the tooth caries that we go through. And on a dental chair, dentist make sure that a pregnant woman enters, she is completely, at ease. But just in case you feel something uncomfortable or discomfort, so while you are lying on a dental chair, just shift to your left position, left side, and that is left lateral position. So that will, make the fetus head in a particular position that would not be causing any pressure either to you or to your body. So the blood pressures are normal and everything returns back to the normal. Most important point for a pregnant woman, I would say that it's fluoride content. When a fetus has, teeth growing inside during the third and the sixth trimester, the most children, if have the mother consuming or the fetus consuming water which is high in fluoride content, they tend to have something called as fluorosis. It's like your teeth are white, but they have spotty yellow, brown, and white spots. So if and it is mainly during the teeth formation stage. Once the teeth are formed, it doesn't affect our teeth at all. But during the teeth formation stage, I would really suggest that the mother should drink only RO water. Bisleri has, the researchers shown that it has a less fluoride content because it is consumable by majority of the audience. So they have to put their fluoride content at a considerable amount. Rajasthan, Telangana, Karnataka, UP, Bihar, Kerala, MP, and Maharashtra are the more major areas where, fluoride content is really high. So definitely go and opt for reverse osmosis, that is RO water. So if you guys are in Noida, or we have a clinic where I'm working is in Sector 58 Noida, that is Care Dental and Health Clinic. You can definitely visit us. We had 2 or 3 patients, like pregnant patients, one here and other in other clinics, where we got them a scaling done, and she was super comfortable. She was a blogger, so she shared her video on YouTube as well. So this was majorly the care for a pregnant woman and how she can be aware that her fetus or the baby is not affected at all. Now coming to the, a baby is born. So sometimes what happens, parents get really worried that sometimes like a baby is born with teeth. that is called natal teeth. So that is not to be worried about. It's just that the baby won't be able to, it will be causing a lot of problem for the intake of the food, like the breastfeeding problem, both for the mother, because the teeth would be really harming your the milk production site, and for the baby as well, because there would be a no negative pressure, no sucking would be like happening there. So it would be concerned for the baby as well. So it's easily removable, no need to worry about that. And aisa nahi hai that if you are getting baby teeth, if we remove that, you won't be getting your teeth again. It's not like that. So seeing all the scenarios, might small x-ray might be taken, so you do not worry about that. Sometimes it happens that babies are born with teeth, which is called natal teeth. Sometimes there is something called cleft lip and palate, which has a gap between a lip, and there is a cleft, there is a division. So that is something which must be taken care of, that within 3 months to 6 months a dentist, oral surgeon or a plastic surgeon is definitely consulted for, because those treatments, those operations are done before the 1 year itself. Now, if your delivery is normal, everything goes fine, the first thing we must be taking care of is the gums. When the baby is having food or the feed and he's growing or she's growing, so you have to clean their gum pads with a soft silk clean cotton dipped in water. That's it. And you, while you clean the lips and the gums, you have to give a little massage as well. It promotes healthy eruption of the teeth. The teething, the first teeth of your babies will be start coming by 4th to 6th month. If it delays, if it's like 8th month, 9th month, 11th month, cases are seen where it's delayed, and that is completely normal. Do not worry about it. But yes, the lower incisors would be the first teeth you will be seeing. All milk teeth would be coming by 3 years, by like the 3rd birthday of your child. And milk teeth are also known as primary teeth, and they are total in 20 in number. What's the difference between primary teeth and permanent teeth? Majorly is, like in primary teeth, you have incisors, you have this is the permanent dentition, but you have incisors, the central incisor, lateral incisor, canine, and then you have molars. There is tooth called premolars. The first and second premolars that we see in adults, that we have, the children don't have. That is the only difference. And most permanent teeth, because would be coming by 13 years. So a periodontist is a specialized doctor, like there is a pediatrician. There is a periodontist who specializes, who is a dentist, but specially of kids. So she or he, like all the age till the age of 13, a periodontist can be consulted for your kids dentistry. Either but like a BDS, a normal dentist like I am, can do all the basic procedures, but a periodontist comes to use especially in patients, when the kid is really worried that what's going to happen. He's afraid, seeing a white apron, he's seeing the needles, he's seeing the different machinery. So a dentist, if not able to handle that, it is referred to the periodontist, which is the best and specializes in all the particular procedures, especially till 13 years, because after 13 years your permanent teeth are coming. And especially after milk feed or whatever feed you give to the child, make sure you clean the gums, you clean the lips with a soft silk cotton. Most of us do not and are not aware that most of us adults have our first dental visit when we are 18, 22, maybe something happening in our tooth or pain, and that is the only time we go to a dentist. Otherwise, the first visit of a dentist should be happening on the first birthday itself, or you can say when the first tooth erupts, because when your tooth erupts, that is the time from onwards the teeth are susceptible to caries. Here, most important, we have to look for that never the parents should exchange food of them with the children, and neither the utensils. because the bacteria we have in our mouth would be transmitted to them. So even if they do not have the teeth, they would be carrying the same bacteria that an adult has, that will be causing some, oral health issues. Very common are pacifiers. We put pacifiers with honey into the child's mouth. We should never do that. Never put honey into the pacifier. Pacifier should be, when you buy a pacifier, make sure you buy an orthodontic pacifier, which means it is made of silicone, it's soft. The size of the pacifier is more than your baby's mouth, otherwise it will be going inside. Third, it should be flat, it should be thin, it should not be something, the baby is stuck with it in his mouth. It should be comfortable, the baby should be comfortable with it. Once this is a very common, babies are getting baby bottle tooth decay, something, baby bottle. When the parents shift their child from breastfeeding to bottle feeding, or this conversion, the baby sleeps with the bottle inside the mouth. We do not clean it, and the sugar, because at the end milk or whatever products we consume are glucose or are sugar related, it's converted down to sugar. So it is inside the baby's mouth, and it takes like it's overnight there. So the bacteria have a lot of chance to act there, grow there, and cause caries. That is the most common tooth decay that we all see as a dentist. So sweet water, milk, pacifiers with honey or formula, do not just give your child whatever you want or whatever he or she needs, but just clean it. Never sleep with a sweet mouth. Thumb sucking, a very common, it is a reflex action, and most of us, we see the baby is thumb sucking. So if he or she is doing it till 6 months, 1 year, probably 4 years, it is okay. But if it's more than 4 years or 3 years, you should be in contact with your dentist. And if it proceeds with 6 age, like the 6 years of age, it's really a thing to be considered for and taken seriously. Because thumb sucking, what it does, it's like it pushes your upper teeth out and it misaligns your teeth. The growth of the teeth is really on a different path if you're putting pressure from outside. And thumb sucking is also an indication, if the baby is prolonging like doing it, that he's either nervous, he or she is either confused or afraid or anxiety. So make sure you are providing your baby a good comfortable environment for the growth, where he or she can talk or ask you about anything. At the end, we have to remember that it's their life. We cannot take control of a baby, and just have a good vibes around him or her, so that he's comfortable for the growth. The most common question that a parent is worried about, like, what is the toothpaste, how should I teach him or her, and the brushing techniques, or the right kind of toothbrush. So let's talk about the toothpaste first. It should be pea size. A matar ke dane ke jitna a pea size should be put on the brush. We do not know, and we are giving it, we are seeing the advertisements, the commercial in the TV, and we are putting a lot of toothpaste on it, and it is not safe. If your baby is less than 3 years, go, and he cannot spit out, he doesn't know for now, so you can go opt for a non-fluoride toothpaste. A lot of brands available. I think Mama Earth has it, the Chico, CHICCO, has it, and there is Pedaflor Kids. A lot of brands are available. Just go for non-fluoridated if the kid is less than 3 years, and the size should be just a ball of matar ke dane ke jitna. The toothbrushes we should be opting for is like soft bristles for sure, because we do not want to make their gums a lot hard by brushing the hard bristles. Or if it's normal bristles, what you can do is just put the brush before brushing in a glass of water, upside down, like the head should be dipped in water, so it will make the bristles soft. Brush with water. You need not, if the age is 1 to 10, brush your kids teeth with water. Okay, I guess we have a question. I just have few points to mention, and we can go ahead with the questions then. So, and yes, once the kid is after 3 years, you can 3 to 6 years, you can definitely go and teach him or her the right brushing technique. And we should be knowing the right brushing technique before that. So what usually happens, we see the commercials brushing, left, right, like this. That is not the right way to brush. Brushing is never done from left to left. It is done from up and down, and from inside or in circular motions. It's never left to right. And you should make the session, the 2 minute session you have, you should be doing first at night or in the morning, and you should have the kid next to you. You should make that interaction, a child should look upon, like, I want to brush the next morning or the next night. You can have a song played that is for 2 minutes, so that you know that you're brushing for 2 minutes. And you can dance, you can have a chit chat while brushing. And there are various flavors available of toothbrush, like a bubble gum, mint or watermelon, which makes your child, a very tasty, that experience is very tasty for the child. So, and we cannot say the child, that you should be brushing when he or she knows that the parents are not brushing them by themselves. And till 13 years, as I said, the periodontist is a definitely a doctor specialized in kids dentistry. So you can definitely, if any cause is there, if the general dentist feels like the kid should be referred, you should be referred to a periodontist.